All right, so let's go ahead and go through that then. So who can tell me what is the protocol for like sampling water, Vanna?
Isn't it you, if you're like doing it from the river or whatever, you have your, whatever you're using to collect it,
Mm-hmm.
and you walk out into the water, to like the middle of the stream, and then you dip the sample
Cup.
yeah, the sample cup, into the water, and you rinse it out with the river water 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're supposed to like, when you collect the water, it's supposed to be at like 3 to 5 inches under the surface of the water,
Mm-hmm.
and then you fill it, and then I think that's it.
Yeah. Anyone have anything to add to that? Chico? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And an easier way to know if you're 3 to 5 inches is just if your wrist is submerged, you're good. That's just way easier than like, am I 3 inches? Am I 2 inches? If your wrist is submerged, you guys are good. Upstream though, that's a really good point. Why would we have to be upstream? Does anyone know? It's because, so like, if you have people downstream from you, like sampling macroinvertebrates, they have to like dig into the substrate, so you're lifting a lot of particles, and it runs downstream. So if you're upstream, you're not getting any of that, so you're gonna have a good water sample. If you're doing like water analysis or turbidity, dissolved oxygen, things like that, it's less disturbed. Next question, what do we do with waste? Like once you've run your water analysis, what do we do with waste? Go ahead, you guys can go. Yeah. Drug a cat litter and then once it becomes solid, you can dispose of it. Good. How do we calculate the WQI, which is the Water Quality Index? Go ahead and talk to the groups. How do we calculate the WQI?
So there's 8 tests in the water that you do. You test the dissolved value, the pH, like the, I don't know how to say that word. Anyways, there's 8 tests, and then you have to do a minimum of 6 of the 8 tests. And then each of those have like a score. That's what I was talking about with like the pages, like tell you how to calculate that score. That ranges from excellent to very bad. And then depending on that, they each have a Q value. And then you like add all of those up, and that gives you your marks. But if you do all 8 of them, then it's like out of 100. But if you only do like 6 of the 8, then it's out of like, it changes depending on which of the 6 you do. Because they each have a different way.
All right, let's bring it back up front. What did we say? So how do we calculate the Water Quality Index? Let's hear from the table we have not heard from yet. Let's go with Izzy, your table. What did y'all say? I'll give those perfect timing.
Is that turbidity? I was asking. Is water quality like turbidity? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a part of it. So turbidity is one of the tests.
You got a set for turbidity. You measure shining by light through the water, like water, and then you gotta check nitrate levels if it's cold water. You don't want too much algae, and you will have to have like pH between like 6.5 to 8.2, and not too much phosphorus.
Yeah, good. So those are things that go into a good water quality. That's good. What else do we have to add? So how would we like calculate? So we have some things that are for good water quality. Do we know how to calculate, or are we all kind of like confused? Vanna?
So I didn't look at the actual calculations, but basically there's the 8 tests that you do, and you have to do a minimum of 6 of them.
Good.
And then out of that, you can get a Q value from each of the tests,
Mm-hmm.
and then you like add those together,
Mm-hmm.
and then depending on which 6 to 8 of them you did, that changes the like highest score you can get.
Yeah. Good. So with water quality, you're going to have 2 categories. You're going to have your Q value that you calculated, and then you're going to have the importance factor or the weight factor. Like dissolved oxygen is the most important, so it's going to have the highest weight factor. You'll go down through each category. You have to do 6. I think we're doing 7, or we might be doing 7 or all 8 of them. You'll go through, add up all those numbers. That'll give you a score like 75.4. Then you add up all of your weight factors. So if you don't do all 8 of them, you're not going to have a 1 because they all add up to 1. So you might have like a point. You'll take your 75.4 divided by your 0.8, and that will give you your final score. So if it ranges from excellent, good, medium, bad, and very bad. So that number will give you, the water quality number will give you the category that it fits in. Does that make sense to everyone? We'll go through it more once we like actually get our data and look at the water analysis, just so that we're all on the same page right now. Perfect. So we talked about Q values. How do we calculate a Q value? Go ahead and talk with your partner. So how do we go about calculating a Q value?
That's the part of it. I was looking at some of this stuff last night. I read the initial notes. Oh, lovely, cool. Then tell us. It's on page 42 to 65, somewhere in there.
Yes.
Sorry, there's a lot. There was a lot of pages.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
'Cause I
I had a note, and then there was another girl who hadn't been here yet, and she took your code.
Actually,
So I had it planned, I promise.
I did 42 starts the instructions for each test.
It's this right here.
39 might have to keep this. Chemical monitoring. Q value. Average Q value. Times weighting.
All right, so how do we go about calculating Q value? Chico? Yeah, so let me just illustrate what Chico said, because he gave like the perfect answer. So let me just show you, because when I read this at first, I was also a little confused. So let's say, for example, our water temperature was 10 degrees, right? 10 degrees Celsius. So we find 10 degrees down here on your x-axis. You're gonna go up until you hit the black line. That's your Q, that's the Q value line. And then you're just gonna go straight over, so like 45-ish is our Q value. So does that make sense to everyone now? It's pretty simple. Every test has a different chart. So just make sure that you're using the right chart or the right graph. David.
So are you gonna have different Q levels, like Q values?
Yeah, for each test that you run, you'll have different values. And like you guys might have a different Q value than the third hour.
What's the good Q value?
So up here, so the higher the Q value, the better. So if you were at like 0 degrees Celsius, that would be the best value that you could get. So wherever there's a peak, that'll be your best value. So the higher the Q value, the better condition that it's in. Are we all good on that? Are we feeling okay on that? That make a little bit more sense on the graphs? Perfect. Those were my 4 questions. Do you guys have any questions about the reading? Anything that didn't quite make sense? Any other gray areas? We're going to clear up some of the water quality, the testing confusion right now. So don't worry about that. That's what we're doing today in class. Was there any other like things that you didn't get? Anything we're feeling okay? All right. So what we're doing today is in your table groups, I have 4 of the tests that we're running. I have dissolved oxygen, phosphate, nitrogen, and turbidity. You're going to be taking the directions out of there and using a sheet of butcher paper and putting them in your own words. So if I took your sheet of the procedure to like Mrs. Lowe and said, okay, Mrs. Lowe, we're going to go test water quality without her giving any background, she could run it using your directions. So it's just putting it in simple terms. You'll be able to refer back to these before we go out to sample in Bridge Park, just to like refresh yourself on the testing procedures. Does anyone have any questions on what we're doing? So you're doing all 4, you're splitting your butcher paper into 4 sections. And writing the directions in your own words as a group. Are we all good to start? Cool. So have one partner go grab a water quality sample. Just start with one at a time because I don't have like 7 kids or 7 tables. And then someone meet me to grab butcher paper too.
So do you want to? Who has good handwriting? I did it, not me.
I would start with one at a time. Yeah, because I don't have like 7 of each. Because I want to have some.
All right.
So let's just make one.
Okay, so if you were to fix the instructions for you, is it like, is it the result, is it the result option, or if there's another one that's like, yeah, that's, so, 2 of them talk about oxygen, so I
In the river watch.
yeah. That stuff will be past page 46, so. Page 4 dissolvable. Is anyone good at drawing a straight line? I'm not, so. Immediately, I'm at that.
Where's the
This is just gonna be an approximation.
Would it be under a water quality index?
What are you looking for? You're gonna use the instructions in there. Because like for like nitrate, we don't have little like the pH strips for nitrate. We don't have that. Ours is a little different. So use the ones that are in the tip points.
Okay, so the listening skills were not on. Oh gosh, that was not what I was expecting.
So we just need the test procedure. We have to fill it out.
You're not like, alright, hang on. You guys aren't actually like breaking ampules or anything. You're just writing down the procedure. I will demo via your instructions. And so I'm gonna do it. When you guys are on the field, you're not gonna need safety glasses. Just real quick, just
Eyes down here.
So really follow the end of it. I'll get ampoule near your eye.
Okay, so.
Okay, so you're looking for a safety glass.
Where it's at.
Yeah. So we're using like a Robin.
Oh, we're making it already.
That was sad. Okay. Are we going this way or this way? Oh my gosh, there's so uneven. That's fine. Somebody else should probably do this. Not me. Don't line it up the way I did. Well, it needed to come this way more and this way.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still not. Somebody else got that.
Nah.
You got. Do we have the same kind of pens?
You definitely do.
Yes, they are. Do you want to see the lines?
Not really.
Okay, I guess we'll suffer together. And we'll just deal with whatever this ends up
Wait,
being.
why don't we just, hold on, should I just read all of it?
Sure. Go ahead.
It's gonna end very bad.
Just as long as you go up here somewhere, above this line, and this way of that line. So should we go here? Sure. We'll find out, I guess.
That was not fair at all.
It's fine. Who cares? And then this way, somewhere. Yeah.
That was also not.
You know what? It's better than it was. So,
It's over.
are we writing in markers?
I was just gonna write in marker. That's not mine.
Oh no.
This one is.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I
Are you,
are
you doing writing for us?
I can. Okay, wait. So do I write what this one is?
Sure. It's the oxygen. Result.
Have you been to? I have not.
Did I spell it wrong?
Yeah, you switched the E and the
I
Y.
always do that.
You were the one pulling it. Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
That's still very wrong.
And we can't even use whiteout because it's not a white sheet of paper.
No. I don't have to like rotate.
Yeah. Okay, and then it's dissolved oxygen actually, so we. Some of us are dyslexic, it's okay.
No, I just can't spell.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think that's there too. You did it again. Oh, I did it, it's a Y. I fixed it, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're doing the test procedure, right? Yes. So, we have to do it on our own.
Okay, I haven't had it since like.
The most critical part
Yeah,
of
I
the
have-
test is labeling. It's difficult
It's
to
the
take.
basic flavors. It's just I
And
use
ensure the high content, the high oxygen content of air bugs the sample to focus saturation. Got it, so test procedure. Fill, yeah, 25 milliliter mark, make a sample. So, wait, so like, but we're not supposed to just like,
So just so you don't put it in two places. You'll have those. Just so you don't have to put it in.
fuck. 5 milliliters, and then just write like of your sample. Sure, that was the sample from like
Oh my class.
They're all pretty.
What are you doing?
There's nothing too complicated.
I have to do so much.
I'm like halfway through my class.
Sample water. I don't know how like.
Are we assuming that the person doing this knows anything about the like rules to say that?
Yeah, you don't need to put like dip cup 3 times. Just give me the testing procedure and place it. Like nothing like fancy dancy about it.
Alright. Place the ampule tip first into the sample cup. Snap the tip. The ampule will fill, leaving the bowl for a minute. What is an ampule? Hang on. I think we need to find out what that is. Self-filling ampule. I don't know what that is. Can you like look up what this is so I know in plain English terms what that is? Yeah, but like I don't understand. Is this just an ampule? A-M-P-O-U-L-E. I don't. The word is escaping my brain.
Sealed vial.
Oh, it's just a freaking vial.
That's what it's in.
Oh my gosh. Imagine. Snap the tip.
Yes.
Okay. And then to mix the I don't even think I'm saying that right. Anyways, to mix the vial, we're using that one. I don't think you need to add that part because that's not anything you have to do. I mean, you could write.
But don't, shouldn't they know that the bubble should be there?
Okay, that works.
That way they don't think
Just like your will has. Okay, and then to mix, invert it several times. Allowing the bubble to move. But I think you could just say to mix in.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. For pretend it's not in yet. So just pretend you have one.
No, that word is.
Or you can,
one that
if, I mean, it really goes, you can go get it over there. Should have one.
I love that you can spell that, but not oxygen.
Shut up.
You're supposed to have.
We have all trouble with spelling. No, I can spell like some of the harder things, but I can't spell.
So then, wait, what? Dry it? Like, because it got dipped in the water, dry the outside? Okay, so dry the outside of it and wait 2 minutes.
That's
I can give you 25, so.
Your dedication to that word is appalling.
Why? Because I'm so good at it.
I would have wrote it one time and then never wrote it again. Found a way to word this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have one.
Last thing you do is place it between the color standards and the best match is found.
It would have been nice to have this closed.
Did it go everywhere? Oh.
Well, it says. Oh my gosh.
Until it's matched. Yeah, guys, look at us. We're doing great. I'm gonna go grab another one, I guess.
Okay. I feel like you're gonna study the word oxygen. Sounds like somebody has that on their car too. Oh, I thought you had one.
We're gonna look at nitrate. Nitrate. Not to be confused with nitrate. Nitrate. Oh, is there an instruction in here? There's no instructions. Sorry, hang on, I gotta grab a different one.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Still nitrate.
Yes. This one is much larger. Okay.
So we're pretty much simplifying the instructions.
Yes, that's what we. Oh god, there's 6 of them. Alright. First, fill the reaction tube to 15 milliliters with the same. No, we're just writing down instructions. Cool. Then, oh my gosh. Hang on. Okay, so you empty the contents. You empty cadmium foil. Cadmium foil. Into the reaction tube. Yeah. And then you cap the tube and shake it for 3 minutes. Shake it vigorously. You were never in a yeah, shake. Vigorously. Yeah, for 3 minutes. One more sentence. And then let sit for 2 minutes. Baking items. It says sit and cool. Okay, guess what? Only 6 more steps.
Huh?
Yep. And this one's a whole paragraph.
We should have kept it uneven.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
I'll
Your
get it.
just may have to be short. You may have to start shorthanding words.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Step 3. Pour 10 milliliters of the sample into the sample cup. Wait. What? Huh? Hang on. It says, being careful not to transfer any cadmium particles into the sample. What? Does
About
it
just try not to contaminate it.
Oh, it would sink, I think. So it's whatever.
Try not to contaminate it.
I got nothing, man. Do not transfer cadmium particles. Or like,
I know.
yes. I don't know. A thing that we dumped in there. Yes.
Do stuff because it looks good.
I like
I think it's because I
Go back to the ampules.
Yeah.
Okay. Step 4. Okay, step 4. Place the
A little
I'm
bit.
glad she's recording this while I'm struggling with English.
Anyway.
In the sample cup.
I don't tell now.
Snap the tip.
I'll like realize.
Basically, it's this step again. This one back here. So just go and snap the tip.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not.
Thanks for link for today, right? Because, you know, we were locked down instead.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a quote button.
Awesome. Okay, 5. Okay, it's the inverting again. So mix the contents by inverting multiple times. And then you dry it off again. And then drying it off. Dry off and wait 10 minutes.
In step 5 or step 6?
This is still step 5. Okay. Then there's a whole paragraph next.
This should have been made into multiple steps.
A lot of these ones could have. I don't know why they made a bunch of paragraphs for the nitrates one. The other one was much better separation.
Yeah.
This could be like 10 steps instead of 6.
I would rather have more steps.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
If you're
Step 6. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of words. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna read this out loud. Don't worry. Okay. Hold the high range comparator in a nearly horizontal position by standing directly beneath a bright source of light. Place the ampule between the color standard, moving it left and right along the comparator until the best color.
Alright, I'm gonna give y'all like 10 more minutes. If you're not completely finished, that's fine. But it's just so I can give you guys time finding your bottle.
Except you have to shake it. What? No, it's just sideways under a light.
Hold it sideways. Like,
Yeah.
to look at the color.
And then match it. Maybe we just chose a really hard.
We got 10 minutes.
Well, we would have had to do it. Yeah.
We're over just try to get as much done as you can. You'll be able to look like other people's posters too if you're like missing one. Just to like get prep for which one. But I should give you time.
Okay. Yes, it's a struggle.
It'd be like that sometimes. I can't spell, so I'm not gonna.
I mean, a mommy ramen was spelled wrong on this television. Are you still writing that paragraph?
Like, it'd be different if like she hadn't, but she had.
Okay, go grab another one. Alrighty.
Why don't you look at me? I'm in the middle of homework. And she like struck her.
Because I like know exactly what
It's, yeah.
There's no instructions. Yeah.
What's that one? This was gonna be triviality, but there's not another one, so we're gonna move on.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I think we gotta go get a different.
You first start spelled that word right. Yes, I know.
Heck yeah. How can you spell phosphate and not oxygen? List. Okay. Fill the sample cup to the 25 milliliter mark. This one is much shorter than Step 2. Add 2 drops of
I don't know.
and then shake that.
I'm thinking like we go as something funny again, like yes.
Cool. Step 3. Place the ampule, I still don't know how to say that, in tip first, and then snap the tip. I got it over here. Step 4. To mix it, invert it several times. These are very similar steps for all of these.
I'm gonna do it this way.
I feel like they're really trying to hammer into our heads. You know, you gotta put the ampule in tip first and then snap it. And then shake it.
What are we putting it in?
The sample cup. Well, technically, we're not doing anything.
Well, yeah.
But
Is there any other
it should. Otherwise, it's not gonna fill with anything.
So we're putting that in our.
Yeah.
Why?
Then it fills, and then we put the solution in, and then shake it, and then match it to this. Okay. Step 5. Dry it and wait 2 minutes. Yeah.
What are we snapping?
These things, they're in here. And then we match it to this.
Cool little kid.
Step 6. Okay, here. Place the ampule flat and first in the comparator to switch blade. Rotate until. What? What? Oh my gosh. You put all the vials in the comparator, put ours in the middle, and then you compare it. That's crazy. Why did the other one explain it like that?
Well, no, because you would hold it up.
I think this was in the other one too, and that's what he was talking about. Compare. It said compare. Yeah.
This one uses the high range comparator. This one's just the low.
Right, and then this one is a low range. So, okay. So, then you put the ampule in the comparator, hold it up to a certain point, and then
I don't even know if they all go to 100. I think the highest this one's like 93.
Should we do like the same
highest value?
you know, so they seem like perfect in blue.
Like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we can get
You
some
don't
more.
miss the big one.
What do you think? Yeah.
Before we got to the first part.
Go grab it. Okay. This is the turbidity. Oh my goodness, this one has a lot of steps. This one has like paragraphs for steps. But we're gonna make it simple. Dang. It's fine. Okay, so first, build a turbidity column to 6 milliliter line. Where? 50 milliliters. If the black dot is not visible, dump out 25 milliliters.
It's gonna be kind of hard. And then I guess like with us both being next to each other.
Oh, like 3 minutes.
And then fill another turbidity column. This is the next one, step 2. With the same amount of turbidity free water as the sample.
Got like 2 minutes left.
Here we go. It's a race. As the sample. Okay, cool. Step 3. Put the tubes side by side. If the black dot is equally clear in both tubes, the turbidity is 0. It's definitely not. Oh my goodness. All right, 2 more, but one of them's a paragraph. So this step is if they're not visible. Okay. If the black dot is not visible, if not visible, then add 45 milliliters of standard turbidity. Is the first one. Reagent. They don't.
All right, let's bring it back up front. So, what we're going to be doing as a group is going to be giving me their directions, and I'm going to be performing the water quality test. I'm just not going to break any hand rules. All right, does any group want to go first for a certain test? What test? Dissolved oxygen. All right, everybody listen up to make sure that they have everything right. Okay, my kit is open. What do I do? My kit is open. What do I do?
So you are gonna fill the sample cup to 25 milliliters with the
I don't have. This one doesn't have a sample cup either. Hang on. Pause. I don't have any sample cups. This is why we ordered new ones. let's try this again. Okay. Sample cup, I have a sample cup now. What do I do with it?
You fill it 25 milliliters.
Okay, still.
And then you place the vial into the cup.
What vial? This thing? Okay. Okay. It's in the cup.
And then you fill it. The vial.
How do I fill the vial? Does anyone know how I fill the vial?
Snap the tip.
Okay. Tip snapped.
Okay. And then to mix the vial, you flip it.
Just like this? And then flip it? Flip, flip, flip. Okay, what do I do now?
So then you dry the vial and wait 2 minutes.
Okay, I waited 2 minutes.
And then you compare the results with the test.
Perfect. Did you miss anything? Awesome. Any other group want to go for a certain one? Van, I think I saw your hand shoot up.
Yeah, we'll do phosphate.
Phosphate. All right, 1 second. All right, my kit is open. What do I do?
You fill the sample cup up to 25 milliliters.
Okay, my sample cup is 25 mils in it.
Cool. Then you add 2 drops of the activator solution.
Drop, drop.
And then it says we shake it. Yeah, you put the cap on and you shake it.
Okay, it's shaken.
Solid. And then you put, I still don't know how to pronounce it, so this is about
Ampule.
ampule. Okay, you place the ampule into the cup tip first,
Tip first.
and then you snap the tip off.
Snap.
And then, so you mix it, you pull it out and like cover the top or whatever. And then you invert it a few times. And then you dry it off and wait 2 minutes.
Okay, it's been 2 minutes.
And then you have the low range comparator thing.
Is that this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. What do I do?
And then you put it in like the flat end first. You hold it up to the light,
Uh-huh.
and then you like just kind of spin it until you find the best match.
Cool. What if I want to use this one that's in the box? Flat thing. This thing. If I want to use that.
Find the one it matches. I don't know.
This is the high range. So you have low range and then high range. If you have a super, super small amount of phosphate, you're going to use the compactor. If you have a bigger amount, you're going to use the flat part.
Okay.
Everyone get on phosphate? Cool beans. We have turbidity and nitrate left. Who wants to go for which one? Or let's pick a random person. Look at that. Especially if I can see like the fear in your eyes. Or the avoided gaze like Ari. All right, Ari, why doesn't your group go? Let's do, you have nitrate?
Yeah, we got it.
All right, cool. Let's do nitrate. 1 second. Let me put this kid away. Okay, I have my kit open. What do I do?
Alright, so you're gonna fill tubes with 15 milliliters.
Which tube? There's 2 tubes. Which one's the sample tube?
Do your left.
This one? Yeah, green cap is sample tube. Okay, it's filled.
And then, I don't know. You do that, I don't know. I don't know.
Cadmium?
Yeah, cadmium.
I call this the ramen packet. Also, you can packet of ramen seasoning. Okay.
So put the cadmium oil in, close it, and shake it for 3 minutes, and wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, it's been 3 minutes.
And then leave it for 2 minutes, so that,
It's been 2 minutes.
Put 10 milliliters of green sample into the sample cup. Careful not for the cadmium to in the cup.
Okay.
Put cadmium
pretend there's an ampule in here. There's no ampules.
Yeah, it's like a little cute.
Okay.
Mix the ampoules like in a cup.
Okay.
Hold fire under a light and move left to right to compare and find the best coverage.
Are they missing anything? One thing you're missing. You gotta wait for 10 minutes before you compare the color. It's the only thing. But other than that, it's really good. Alright, who wants to do turbidity? And I will look for the fear in your eyes if you really don't want to do it. Or the avoided gazes. Anna, why doesn't your group go? Yeah, your whole back's to me. That's an extreme avoided gaze.
Awkward sitting.
Yeah,
But,
that's okay.
okay, so Phil won, we abbreviated to TC, but, yeah. And then with 50 milliliters of sample water.
Okay, got 50 mils in here.
And then if the black dot is visible on the tube,
It's not. What do I do?
then pour out half of this.
So
There's
this
25 milliliters.
Ooh, okay, half of it's out.
Okay, and then you fill the second one,
But wait, there's two.
and then,
What do I fill it
with an amount of humidity-free water equal to the amount of sample being measured.
with? It's like distilled water, bottled water.
Yeah.
We'll figure
Oh,
out.
yeah, tap or distilled, but.
Yeah. Okay, alright, I got 25 in there too.
And then place the tube side by side
Mm-hmm.
and compare the clarity.
They're different.
If they're different, then the turbidity does not equal 0.
Hold
So
on.
you need to add 0.5 milliliters of shaken STR to clear the water.
To the clear sample or to the turbidity sample? The clear sample. Okay. I put 0.5 in.
Until they match.
Okay, they don't match. What do I do? Probably do.
Remember how many you put in.
Okay, they match. I put 2.
And then use the chart.
And then use the chart. Beautiful. Anyone have any questions on any of those? Cool, you're gonna have your own directions, and then out in the field, if you need help, you can just ask me or Mrs. Keller. I just wanted to give you guys some exposure to those, so you're not going out there for the first time and have never seen those. Any questions or anything? Then you guys have until 2:40 to work on your bottle ecosystems. Materials list is due Saturday. Make 2 lists. Make one that's stuff that you're gonna get and stuff that I need to get for you. Remember that I should only be getting the stuff you guys can absolutely not get, and please do not send me on a wild goose chase like Lansing to find some rare shrimp. I've asked that you don't do that. You guys are good to go. You can spread out. Just make sure you're maintaining that 3-foot distance.
I'm saying.